In today's episode, Roger Waters fires shots at Mark Zuckerberg, anti-vaxxers protest a Foo Fighters show, and Gene Simmons talks to Congress members for something. All right, roll the intro. Welcome back to the show. First off, I got the sniffles, so I apologize if my enunciation is not good. It's because I currently have snot running down my nose. Second, I noticed that the retention on my previous videos, is kind of short, trailing off about 5 or 6 minutes. So I'm thinking of maybe turning this into a daily show and just doing a single topic per day. Keeps episodes shorter so that people can, hopefully watch the whole thing. I understand not everybody wants to watch a 20-minute long episode. I personally am into the longer news shows, but I usually listen to them at work, and I understand not everyone has that luxury. So please leave a comment saying if you think I should do longer episodes or shorter episodes. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the video. Alrighty, so this is the second time that I'm recording this because dumb me forgot to unmute my microphone in OBS, so good job. So anyways, this is from Newsweek, and this is a couple days old. Roger Waters tells Mark Zuckerberg, "Fuck you," for wanting to use a Pink Floyd song. Musician Roger Waters has said he has informed Facebook co-founder Mark Zuckerberg in no uncertain terms that he is rejecting the social media mogul's request to use one of his songs in an ad campaign for Instagram. Speaking at a forum supporting jailed WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange, Waters, one of the founding members of Pink Floyd, said that Zuckerberg offered him a huge amount of money to use his classic 1979 track, Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2. If you don't know which song that is, that's the We Don't Need No Education song. If you don't know who Julian Assange is, he was the founder of WikiLeaks, which is a website that publishes and hosts leaked documents from the U.S. government. First started doing stuff on the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. In 2016, also published the Clinton emails during the election. So he is an enemy of the state, if you will. I personally support him, though. Anyways, he was defiant in his rejection of Zuckerberg's request, branding the businessman an idiot as he accused him of preventing Assange's story from getting out to the general public. In a video dated June 10th, which was shared on Twitter by Mexico's La Jornada on Saturday, the rocker pulled out a sheet of paper as he said, "This is something that I actually put in my folder today. You have no idea what it is. Nobody does, because it arrived on the internet to me this morning. It is a request for the rights to use my song, Another Brick in the Wall, Part 2, in the making of a film to promote Instagram." After his revelation drew laughter from the crowd, Roger Waters went on, "So it's a missive from Mark Zuckerberg to me, with an offer of a huge amount of money, and the answer is, fuck you, no fucking way," which I think is the most eloquent way to put it, because fuck Mark Zuckerberg. Now, I only mentioned this because it is the insidious movement of them to take over absolutely everything. So those of us who do have any power, and I do have a little bit in terms of control of publishing of my songs anyways, so I'll not be a party to this bullshit, Zuckerberg. Continuing, he says, reading out a portion of the letter allegedly written by the Facebook co-founder, Waters said, "We want to thank you for considering this project. We feel that the core sentiment of the song is still so prevalent and necessary today, which speaks of how timeless a work it is." Which is fucking hilarious considering what the song is about. It's true, and yet they want to sojourn in it, Waters said. They want to use it to make Facebook and Instagram even bigger and more powerful than it already is, so that it can continue to censor all of us in this room and prevent the story about Julian Assange getting out to the general public. He added, "You think, how did this little prick who started off going, 'She's pretty, we'll give her a 4 out of 5, she's ugly, we'll give her a 1, how the fuck did he get any power in anything? And yet here he is, one of the most powerful idiots in the world.'" Facebook said, "Oh, we respect the rights of, songwriters to not use their stuff." And then, so this is a bunch of stuff about Assange. Since April 2019, Assange has been held in the high-security Belmarsh prison in the UK after being forcibly removed by the Ecuadorian Assembly in London to face U.S. extradition charges. Australian-born Assange has spent 7 years in the embassy where he sought diplomatic asylum as he was faced alleged sexual offense charges in Sweden. He has long maintained the Swedish charges were a little more than a ruse for the U.S. intelligence officials to capture and extradite him to the U.S., which is something the CIA fucking does. U.S. prosecutors allege 17 charges under the Espionage Act against the former WikiLeaks boss, in addition to one charge of conspiracy to commit computer intrusion, charges that could see him face up to 175 years in prison if convicted. Continuing, it says, during Joe Biden's recently concluded trip to UK for the G7 summit, a group of British MPs wrote to the president urging him to drop extradition attempts, according to the Evening Standard. They said in the open letter, the effect of your predecessor's decision to take a criminal case against a member of the press working in our country is to restrict the scope of permissible press activities here and set a precedent that others will no doubt exploit. So basically saying that because Assange is a member of the press, he is not to be held criminally liable for basically reporting, which is exactly what he did. The case against Mr. Assange weakens the right to publish important information that the government finds uncomfortable. Indeed, this value is central to a free and open society. The case against Mr. Assange also undermines public confidence in our legal systems. Our countries are also increasingly confronted with the contradiction of advocating for press freedom abroad while holding Mr. Assange for years in the UK's most notorious prison at the request of the US government. We appeal to you to drop this prosecution as an act that would be a clarion call for freedom that would echo around the globe. So, TLDR, Zuckerberg wants to use a Pink Floyd song, and Pink Floyd says no. Continuing story, this is from the next day. Roger Waters called a hero for rejecting Mark Zuckerberg, and it's pretty much, we've got a recap of the previous day's episode. And then on Twitter, a lot of people were championing Roger Waters for his stance on Zuckerberg and how he how he said what he did. Roger Waters of Pink Floyd is a hero, said Bird Law 12. That's the tweet. Another reason to absolutely love Roger Waters. The man is a hero. Roger Waters saying, fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg, offer for using a song is literally the best thing to have happened all week. And so a lot more pro Roger Waters. So that's basically it. So you'll not be seeing any Instagram ads with Pink Floyd's music in it. So props. All right, next story. All right, so this next story comes from Blabbermouth. Anti-vaccine protesters picket outside Foo Fighters' first full-capacity pandemic-era concert. Anti-vaccine protesters demonstrated outside Foo Fighters' concert in Agora Hills, California, that only allowed vaccinated fans. There was a conversation to be had there. That is something that I am not going to talk about because I would like to keep my videos on YouTube. Thank you very much. The Dave Grohl-fronted outfit performed at Canyon Club on Tuesday, June 15th, as a warm-up gig for Foo Fighters' appearance at Madison Square Garden in New York City on June 20th. So if you're in New York, go ahead and go to that. It's probably going to be fucking expensive. Fans wishing to attend last night's concert had to show photo ID, which isn't unheard of, as well as proof of vaccination in order to pick up their non-transferable tickets for the 21-plus show. According to Variety, former child star Ricky Schroeder was one of the protesters outside. Who the fuck is Ricky? In 1 second. I have no idea who the fuck this person is. Oh, that guy. Okay, so became the child star on sitcom Silver Spoons. Other shit he's been in. Let's see, anything that I've seen him before. Okay, in 24. Scrubs! That's right, he was the Merce. He was the Merce in Scrubs. Okay, I just recently rewatched Scrubs. That's where I recognized him. Okay, anyways, there you go. So he was leading protests outside, apparently. Dave Grohl is an ignorant punk. He is a punk. Who needs to be slapped for supporting discrimination, Schroeder wrote in a Facebook post on Sunday, one day after the Canyon Club show was announced. Ignorance comes in all shapes and sizes. Kurt Cobain is laughing at you, Dave, along with millions of patriots. Fool. Debatable. A few of the Foo Fighters fans attending the concert posted about the protesters on social media. One user wrote, "Some real low-quality humans at the Foo Fighters show in Agoura Hills tonight." While another said, "This is what happens when you just want to attend a Foo Fighters concert at a small concert hall, and the next thing you know is you're a vaccine segregationist." That's quite the term there. Schroeder, known for his work in the movie The Champ and the television series Silver Spoons, made headlines last month when he videotaped confronting a Costco employee about masquerade. Oh, he was one of those fucking people. God damn it. Brainworms, as Leon Lush would say. In 2020, Schroeder drew criticism when he donated to help bail out Kyle Rittenhouse, the teenager accused of fatally shooting 2 people during a demonstration in Kenosha, Wisconsin. That's a totally different story. One of which I will not comment on, even though I know it's probably a... Yeah, I'm not gonna comment. So there you go. Foo Fighters played a show and people were angry. See, it used to be like fucking super right-wing conservative Christians protesting outside rock shows, and now you have anti-vaxxers. It's like, what fucking world we're living in now. Alrighty. So that's that. Let's go ahead and go to the last story before my brain just fucking rots out of my face. Alrighty, so this is our last story. This comes from Loudwire. Kiss's Gene Simmons meets with congressional members to advocate for songwriters. So, Gene Simmons, bassist for Kiss. I'd also argue he's like the band leader. He's definitely the most vocal one out of the band. Alrighty, so while it says here, while rock is dead comments have often grabbed the headlines, rock isn't fucking dead, people. Rock isn't dead. Just because it's not in the mainstream doesn't mean it's dead. There's plenty of rock out there for everyone. While the rock is dead comments have often grabbed the headlines, a key talking point for Kiss's Gene Simmons about the challenges today's artists face has been the lack of financial support as they start to try to build their career. Simmons took that discussion to a place where it could potentially yield some change, speaking with key members of Congress on behalf of ASCAP's Stand With Songwriters advocacy efforts. According to the Music Universe, the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer outlined some of the pressing issues affecting music creators during the session discussion, explaining, quote, "The music that removes the world, R&B, rock, blues, country, western, various jazz, was all invented right here in America by the people who now can't even quit their day job to devote their time to art." Notice how Boomer didn't mention rap or electronic music. God, I hate people. He added, "There's not going to be another Lennon, McCartney, or Gershwin, or somebody else, because even though the talent is out there, most people don't realize every time you download a song, the songwriter's making minuscule amounts of 1 penny. Partially true. If you're on a label, then yeah, that's absolutely fucking true. But I believe that I don't believe it's true. We are starting to see a rise in more independent stuff, especially thanks to places like Bandcamp being very, very pro-independent musician, and also having very good cuts for the musicians. But I think you're going to see less of artists not making any money in the near future. Protecting the rights of American music creators and defending the value of music has always been a core part of ASCAP's mission, and we are thrilled to have some of our most talented members join us as we urge lawmakers in Washington to support the people who make the music we all know and love, said ASCAP CEO Elizabeth Matthews. First off, like, one thing that I worry about whenever I see stuff like this is we already severely need copyright reform. If you've ever been on YouTube or Twitch, you know how much people absolutely fucking despise DMCA. Because like even I, a couple episodes, had a video get completely claimed, and I had to go in and edit it out because fucking Warner Music Group didn't like the fact that I had I wasn't even showing audio, it was just video of a Galnerius music video. So I can't even... Something that is clearly fair use. Clearly fair use for me to talk about. Nope, no dice. So this is something that I worry about whenever I see ASCAP getting involved in shit. Continuing, it says, with the pandemic of last year, it has just further highlighted the struggles that songwriters, composers, and music publishers face in a current system where artists become even more dependent on streaming income. That is true. If you want to support artists, streaming the music, not the best way. Especially, obviously, if it's... We're starting to see tours open up, so go see your favorite band's tour. That helps them out a lot. Buy merch. And also, if they're an independent group, buy their music digitally on Bandcamp or something like that. Bandcamp's the best. I think it's like 85% cut goes to the artist. Bandcamp has the best percentage for artists, whereas like Apple Music and Amazon, I think, are like 70 or 60%. It's some fucking ridiculously low amount. Anyways, continuing, while speaking earlier this year about the challenges today's artists face, Simmons stated that file sharing and streaming have impacted what financial future a musician could have. The reason for that is not because there is a lack of talent, but because young folks, that kid living in his mom's basement, decided one day he didn't want to pay for music. He wanted to download and file share, and that's what killed the chances for the next generation of great bands, stated Simmons. The fact that the music was free, so nowadays new bands don't have a chance. I don't think piracy is the problem. There's a lot of examples of piracy helping out in the media industries in general. I think it was the creators of, or the directors, not the creator, but the directors for the Game of Thrones show, said that piracy probably helped their sales and probably helped the revenue. Because obviously it was on HBO and not everyone had HBO. But people would pirate it and then end up like buying the Blu-ray box sets and shit. So, piracy, don't pirate. Especially music, don't pirate music. But it's not what's killing the industry. People have been saying that shit since, fucking tape trading back in the 70s. So, there you go. I don't think what he is advocating for is inherently bad, but I think that what might happen because of things like this could be bad for consumers specifically. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and end the episode before my voice gives out. Alrighty, so thank you for making it this far. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and please leave a comment saying whether or not you think I should do shorter episodes every day or do 2 long episodes every week. Also, please share this around. I'm trying to do this a little bit more often. You can also follow me on twitch.tv at BK_VTuber. You can also follow me on Twitter at BKVTuber, _. I'll leave all the sources and my social media links and shit in the description. And thanks for watching. Peace.